So if you think about Windows Embedded all up, are there 2 or 3 things that you think that we add as value to the embedded developer community?
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, 2 or 3, I can think of a lot. Let me see if I can boil it down into 3, because we always talk in threes in Microsoft. One has got to be tools. I think we have the industry-leading offering for tools in general. I'm biased. I used to be on the Visual Studio team, and I used to be a Visual Studio evangelist, so you're getting my heritage there. But
and that doesn't seem to have gone away for
no,
some reason.
I've worked with different tool sets. I've worked with Eclipse, and I think other companies have great offerings. But time and time again, when I talk to developers through a variety of large projects and say, what's the most productive tool set that gets you done fastest, gives you the most flexibility, it's Visual Studio.
Right.
And so for us, I think we're going to continue to build on that asset in the embedded world. So
do you think that's a common theme across all the embedded offerings, Visual Studio?
Well, yes. It's like they used to say in the old Soviet Union, some are more equal than others. So it's more common in some places than others today, but I see us making it more and more common. Right. So I think right now, as the new guy, when I look across any kind of tools for any of our offerings, if they're not in Visual Studio, I'm sort of asking why, because it just makes sense.
Right.
But there's 2 aspects to that. One is sort of the .NET platform the Visual Studio builds on. I think having that in the embedded world is super powerful. So being able to go from the .NET Micro framework to the .NET Compact framework to the full .NET framework, and having that consistent app environment be available across your embedded devices. And in fact, if you want, as an embedded developer, only have to think about .NET. Don't think about anything below that. I think that's kind of unique in the space. Mm-hmm. And then there's the other aspect of the tools are super powerful, super productive, and we're going to do more to focus on Visual Studio as our tool set for Windows Embedded.
Okay.
So one is tools.
Right.
2 is, I think it is the breadth of offering. The fact that we have Windows, but available from the smallest device to the largest device in a variety of complexity. If you want to roll your own Windows, you can. If you want to have a Windows that's ready to go and configurable down, you can. That's pretty powerful, because it really means you don't have to sort of think about what software you're going to use, and that limits your imagination. You can dream up the device that you think is needed in the industry or needed for whatever scenario, and know that you're going to have a Windows platform that supports the Windows APIs, lets you have a UI toolkit, if you will, build a UI that's as rich or as light as you want it to, that's going to be connected.
Or even without UI.
Or even without UI, yeah. That is as connected as you want. So I think that breadth of offering is kind of unique to us, and it translates into a lot of things. I think it translates into time to market, because you have a Windows embedded offering that you can sort of pick up and go. You have the tool set that you can pick up and go. I think we can help you bring your ideas to life, sort of bring your inspiration into innovation faster than anyone else.
Right.
So I'd say that's number 2. And number 3, and I don't know the right word for it other than saying connectedness. I think we're in a world where there are no standalone devices. I look at my house, and I may be on one edge of adoption curve, but my stereo amps plug into my network, my set-top boxes with DVRs plug into my network, my new TV plugs into my network, of course my computers, my printers plug into my network, my picture frames plug into my network, and whether it's a physical plug or wireless. So I think we live in a world where, whether it's at work or at home, devices are going to be connected. Mm-hmm. Now today, connected means, hey, I can get an IP address, and there's nothing beyond that to say, okay, so if you're at work, does that mean you're going to connect to my directory that I have, be able to be managed from my management environment that I have, be able to be updated in the way I update everything else? That's a Windows experience that people expect in IT that I think we can bring to devices. Mm-hmm. So sort of bring devices in from the cold into the IT world. At home, it's kind of similar. If I have a network jack on the back of a device, I have no idea what the experience is going to be on that device. Is it going to be able to pull pictures from where I keep them, which is on my PC? Is it going to be able to be managed from my PC? Is it going to be able to seamlessly connect to my home server, play video? Is it a great companion for the Windows PC that is the center of my digital life, or not?
Right.
And there's not much to tell me that today as a consumer. And I think Windows Embedded can help a lot. I think today we have the basic ingredients. Windows CE lets you do great things with the RDP protocol. So I think some of the devices you're seeing built in terms of IP set-top boxes, you're going to have to remind me of the official name for the picture frame. The Memento picture frame?
Yeah, from iMate.
From iMate.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, you should. It's the coolest thing ever. It's a picture frame that you can connect to your wireless network, and you don't have to use physical media. You can actually put images on it over the network, and in the future you'll be able to do things like connect it to services such as Windows Live and others. So that's super cool. We have a whole line of projectors coming out that are based on Windows Embedded that are going to be amazing. So I think we have great ingredients in Windows Embedded to help people build great connected devices.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see us invest in that more to help people identify those devices as great companions to their IT infrastructure and their Windows digital lifestyle, if you will.
Okay, so final question.
Sure.
So you've been here for about 3 months. What is the strangest or most surprising Windows Embedded powered thing that you've either seen or heard about so far?
I think I know. You're prompting me. I could talk about the cow milker.
Yeah.
Which, hey, fine, that cows need to be milked, and I can see that being automated. The strangest one, and I didn't physically see it, I had it described by you and a partner for me, is I guess you'd call it a pig slicer, pig trimmer. So vegetarians should stop listening and looking right now, so turn away, same with small children. Pigs need to get slaughtered, and I guess the way it gets done is they get hung up and then cut up, and so some enterprising partner thought that an automated system for cutting up the pigs would be great, but it has to be very careful because depending on the size of pig, you want to cut it at just the right speed and pressure so that the pig doesn't fly apart and you get just the lovely pig slices that you need. And Windows CE is the platform for that. So some partner has built a custom Windows CE device with an app that controls a whole bunch of saws that come at the pig just right and make beautiful pig fillet. So yeah, that had to be pretty unique.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Mike.